And it's time for another matchup in the first round of the Cheap Lager Championships. Before we go any further, let's have a little look at the table. So here's the table, and if you remember from the first matchup of the first round, the Galahad basically sailed through against the Carling. The Galahad had a bit of flavour, the Carling had no flavour, and that's pretty much what swung it for the Galahad. That has now booked a place in the second round, or the quarterfinals if you want to call it that. But now we're looking at the second matchup, and as you can see from the table, the second matchup is going to be against these two. It's going to be Coors Lager. It doesn't say much anything, it's just Coors Lager. It doesn't even say American Lager or anything, it's just Coors Lager. 3.4%, 440ml can. What can I say? It's as cold as the Rockies. There you go, and that is up against the Morrisons, and it calls itself Morrisons Continental Lager, but it is just Morrisons standard lager, black and white branding there. I won't say any more. 3.4% ABV, and well, what can I say? I wonder what kind of beer that is competing against. I don't know. We'll find out when we open it. But that is 3.4% ABV, and this one is 3.4% ABV. So it'll be very interesting. Both the same ABV. Will they taste similar? I don't think so. I think Coors has got, I'd say, a more distinctive taste. I think it's more kind of Budweiser-y in the taste of it, but I honestly don't know. To be honest, it's a while since I last had a Coors. This, I'm expecting it to be, I don't know, similar to another lager with black and white branding. But I don't know. Who do we know? How do we know? We're not sure. We'll give them a go. We'll see what they're like. Who knows? Just because the can looks like that doesn't mean it's going for a particular vibe as such. Coors is a well-established make. We all know it. You can get it in pubs and stuff. Lots of people who are watching this will have drank a can or a pint of Coors in their time. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling now because we're going to start pouring these into glasses. So let's get these guys poured out into glasses and see what we think of them. And I'm back. Half a glass of each, as is the custom. Slightly different head. We've got quite a creamier head here. We've got a sort of fluffier, more soap bubblesy head there, just sticking to the side of the glass as it dissipates. Got not a huge amount in this one, really, but I'm sure we'll be fine with that for a taste test. I'm using slightly different glasses because the others are in the dishwasher, so we've got Augustina and the Beer Merchant's glass this time. So anyway, let's have a see. Before we go any further, just for people watching at home, this is which one is which. Okay, that was which one was which. Right, okay, so let's have a look at the colours. So this one's a paler colour than this one. This one's kind of like a pale straw colour. That one's got a little bit of amber in it, but it is still fairly pale. Yeah, I mean, they're both nice and clear. I say there's a difference between the heads we're getting from them. That one is got larger bubbles. That one's got much smaller bubbles. Don't know if that means anything. Neither of them have got the bubbles particularly rising to the top particularly quickly, so neither of them looks particularly overcarbonated, which is nice. That's always a positive thing. Anyway, let's get on the nose, because there's not much more we can say about how they look. So let's see if there's any nose from either of these. So that one I'm getting a bit of malt in the nose. That one doesn't smell bad, actually. Doesn't smell half bad, that. Getting malt, getting a bit of citrus. A little bit of brown bread. Dare I say this is smelling better than either of the two in the other matchup. But it all depends on the taste, really. It is smelling quite malty. I wouldn't say I'm getting anything particularly off. There's no kind of metallic smells there, I don't think. A little bit of tangerine in there, a little bit of like marmalade. Surprisingly complex aroma for a 3.4%, which I can say because both of these are 3.4%. So there you go, so there's the aroma on that one. Right, I'll do an aroma with my right hand on this one, see what this one smells like. Ooh, that one's fizzing as I swill it. Can you hear it fizzing? Oh yeah, don't know if you can hear that at the camera. Just put it near the camera. Don't know if you can hear that fizz there, but that's what I was getting, big fizz. Oh yeah. Smell on that one, it's a little bit more grassy and citrusy forward. Both of these seem to have more of a nose on them than the other two in the first round, which which again is interesting, as they were higher ABV, they were 4%. Not as nice a nose on this one as this one, but again, how do we know what the flavour's going to be like? But yeah, it's hard to tell that nose really. There's a little bit of malt in there. Bit of grass, teensy bit of citrus. Interesting that. Can't really tell what it is there. It has smelt of some of the beers that I've had previously though. Both of these got quite a pleasant nose really, if you really get in there for the nose. Anyway, let's go in for a taste, because this is what's gonna. This is always what swings it. It's very, very rarely that the nose swings it for a beer. So I'm going in for this one first. Cheers. So, there's some bitterness there. And very little in the way of any kind of aroma. There's not really much flavour coming through there at all. You're getting some bitterness there. A bit of savouriness. I understand I will have to lower my standards for this taste test, so what I'm looking for is not the same things that I would have been looking for in my previous taste tests, but I'm really trying to find some kind of flavour. I'm hoping some of these beers will have something in the way of flavour, because otherwise it's going to be very hard to decide, you know, what makes a good one and what doesn't. Nice and smooth to drink. It's fairly refreshing, I suppose, so we'll give it that. I'm not expecting most of these to be refreshing. Well, no, it tastes cheap. It tastes like that kind of bitter you used to get. I say bitter, it's lager, but it tastes like kind of bitter you used to get in the massive bottles. That was like dead cheap and was just like nondescript bitter. And almost like those lagers that were like 1% that you got that were dead cheap, like Jaguar lager. I don't remember these kind of beers being this flavourless. So I don't know if that's what's happened because they've reduced the ABV on them all or what, but yeah, there's not much. Again, a little bit of a biscuitiness on the aftertaste there. Tiny bit of biscuity aftertaste. But other than that, not much in the way of flavour to speak of, really. Okay, let's try this one now. Cheers. Now, that's quite light in flavour. There is a little something there, but there's not much in the way of bitterness. Still incredibly light. A little bit of kind of corn flavours in there. Oh man, that is light though. It's light. I mean, certainly with these kind of lagers, flavour is certainly not something that they're going for. It's just weird. You'd think there'd be the odd one. I'd have some, considering how well some of these tend to sell in pubs. I mean, obviously the Morrisons one's not going to sell in pubs, but I know Coors is surprisingly good seller in pubs. I've seen many people reaching for the Coors and people with pints of Coors in front of them and stuff like that. And it's like, one of these is Coors and neither of these has anything in the way of flavour. Is that what lager is nowadays? I don't know. I mean, this has got something there. It's quite pleasant. It's a little bit dry. It's a little bit of sweetness. Getting a little bit more from this now that the taste buds are waking up a bit. It does taste a little bit dishwatery. It's not a particularly pleasant taste. At least this one is fresh and clean. It's fresh, it's clean, it's pleasant to drink. It's got a little bit of that kind of I mean, I'm not going to pretend I'm not going to... Well, I'm pretty sure I know which one's which out of these. And this has the kind of flavours that I'd expect from the kind of beer it's trying to be. And for that reason, I think this one does a better job of what it's trying to be than this one. This one's going to go through. I'm not liking that one at all. There's very, very little flavour. What flavour there is just... It's a really cheap, just almost like it's a lager flavoured drink. It's not even like it's a lager that's been brewed properly. It's just almost like they've taken some fizzy water and added a bit of lager extract to it to make it taste like a lager. It's really not. It's not good. Not good. I think that's the Morrisons, okay? But it's dead cheap. That's the thing you see. This is so cheap. I think it was £2 something for a 4-pack. So it's really going the right bottom end of the market there. It's like if you want something that's kind of lagery and dead cheap, it's refreshing, it's lagerish. You know, it's got a bit of an ABV, so you could have quite a good night on several cans of this if you just wanted a bit of a buzz or whatever. But as far as appreciating it from a flavour standpoint, no, there's not much there at all. This, I think, is the Coors. And from that kind of American light style, like that kind of, I say light lager, but that kind of Budweiser-y, Coors-y, kind of Miller Genuine Drafty kind of thing. Yeah, it's pleasant to drink. There's nothing wrong with it. It's quite flavourless, as a lot of these lagers are, but it's not as flavourless as this one. Like with the Ultimate Championship, I was comparing perfection with perfection. Here I am pretty much comparing rock bottom with rock bottom. I will be honest with you. This is not the kind of lagers I would choose to drink. I would choose to pay a little bit extra and get something that's decent. And there's plenty of stuff out there that is decent. I thought I might even look at beers. I might even do some recommendations of beers that are a similar price point to these that are far better. But I'm hoping in this championship I will find a few gems. I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel for the beers in this championship. I'm hoping a few gems will leap out. They may end up coming to the conclusion that every single beer is rubbish and we're just looking for the best of the rubbish. Then it might be a bit of a wasted experiment, but who knows? But there are beers you can get that are better than these at, say, well, maybe not 4 cans for £2 something, but who knows? We will see. So yeah, there you go. So I reckon this is the Coors. It tastes like Coors. Coors is, it's not particularly good. There's not much flavour there, but there's nothing particularly wrong with it. I know that they do it now, but they used to have it where they had a mountain, and when it turned blue, I think it was cold enough to drink. I'm sorry, if you've got a beer that has a maximum temperature to be drunk at, then you're already fighting a losing battle, I think, really. But there you go. So yeah, so I think that's the Coors. I think that's the Morrisons. That one's going through either way. I'll be back in a minute to find out if I was right. And I'm back, and I'm right. So yeah, I mean, this was clearly the Coors. It just tasted like Coors. Even though not a Coors for a while, I kind of know that, Coors is not trying to be anything malty or... I mean, looking at the colour of that, it's darker. Smelling the nose of that, it's trying to get a bit of malt in there. There's nothing in the flavour, unfortunately. This one, it's Coors, it tastes like Coors. It's not trying to be anything special. It's just trying to be cold and wet and... relatively non-offensive. If you like a bit more bitterness, maybe that one, because that's got very low bitterness, well, virtually no bitterness. But there you go. So, yeah, both beers, they had a reasonable aroma, or a reasonable nose, both very little taste at all, but the Morrisons is out. That's gone now. The old Coors is into the next round, where it will be fighting the Galahads. That'll be interesting to see if the Galahad fares any better against the Coors than it did against the Carling. But there you go, so that's it, done. Coors is through to the next round. Let's have a see how it does then. Till next time, have a good one.